Alright, how we doing, folks? Your boy Marco's in the TLC, 5 numbers after the name. Little Final Fantasy action right here. Now I'm actually showing you footage of Final Fantasy 7 for the, I think it's the PC port that's on the PS4 now that you could get. I copped a while ago for like a couple bucks or whatever. But what I want to talk about is Final Fantasy 5, which I ended up beating. It's an old Super Nintendo game. I ended up beating my Vita, and I didn't really have any ways of throwing up footage here, so I kind of got its, older cousin up over there. So Final Fantasy 5 is a very traditional Final Fantasy game in terms of, top-down kind of perspective and all that jazz. And it's good. It's a really good game. I ended up giving it an 8 out of 10. There's a caveat here, though. It's game number 30 of the year I've beaten, but I actually didn't beat it, which kind of, defeats the purpose, I guess, of this whole thing. But the reality is I got Final Fantasied in it is what happened. So I played it while I was in Spain, and I had 2 weeks for like a Final Fantasy game. It's one of the main reasons why I haven't started playing 7 or anything. It's just you need time to play these things, like a substantial amount of time that I don't necessarily have right now. So I don't have time to do that. But when I was in Spain, I was like, man, I got time. I'll play it. It literally was the only game I played for 2.5 weeks was Final Fantasy 5. I played a little bit at night before I went to bed, and slowly and surely started adding up. And then the last couple days I played it during the day, and I was like, I gotta bang this shit out before I get back to the States. I got Final Fantasy. I got through all these tough situations, trying to just outsmart and outmaneuver the bosses and all that jazz. And then I got to the last boss, and I just kept getting murdered. Like, the guy would one-shot me. And I'm like, well, I don't know. He had an attack. I don't know if it was Meteor. I don't know what it was. But he just had an attack where he one-shotted me. And I was like, well, I kind of can't get past this dude. And when I got to the stateside, I did it, whatever. I looked it up. And it was basically telling me that I was like 8 levels lower than I should have, and to not even bother, and to like rank up, get more experience and boss battles and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's not fun to me. That's kind of the caveat I've always had of Final Fantasy games. I love the story, enjoy the story substantially. The story in 5 is pretty good. I actually thought it was kind of whack until halfway through the story when you had like a little bit of a twist, and then it kind of became good. Whereas I think in 3 or 6, I guess it's 6th of which 3 that came here. That story, the one with Kefka, that story is amazing from top to bottom. And I've heard that Final Fantasy 7 story is just as good, if not better. And I've heard that 9's is pretty good as well. I'm not familiar with that. I played 6 a bit, and I've gotten really far, and I don't think I beat it though. I think I got kind of stuck in a similar moment like this, where I just ended up getting to a point in the game where maybe I shouldn't have been at that level. And then the option is go back and like level up, and that's just time, and it's not worth it. Like, it's just not. I guess in a way, in a sense, I'm a little bit spoiled because of the huge backlog that I got and all the other games I could play and stuff. When I think about that, I'm like, yeah, but I could go play XCOM, you know what I'm saying? And XCOM's a pretty dragging game too. I go play 2K, that's a pretty dragging game too. I go play Doom, There's a bunch of other stuff I can play in Twine. If you notice, I've been beating a lot of Vita games here lately, man, because they're on the go. They're easy, it's cool. It's a little bit why I'm encouraged about the Switch coming out, man, because it kind of combines both those worlds. And in theory, right, it'd be cool to have Skyrim at home and to play while you're on the road. I don't think I'd ever end up playing it on the road, but whatever. Either way, though, Final Fantasy 5, I think it's a really good game, especially to play on the Vita. I thought it was pretty entertaining to kind of pick up and just drop down at whatever point you wanted to, as long as you kind of didn't do that for too long of a time. It's something you do have to play continuously, because or else you kind of have to lose track a little bit of the storyline or whatever. But these turn-based games are pretty easy to just pick up and play and put down or whatever. So my next time, I'm actually thinking about getting XCOM for the Vita, man. XCOM is so good! Your boy Marcos, man. Expect Final Fantasy 7 here in the future, man. I'm gonna sit down. I think on like a snow day, I'm gonna sit down and pop this sucker in and start going with it, man. Your boy Marcos, man. Deuces. Hope you enjoy the